Hello everybody, welcome to our Friday night stream on No Strings Attached. My name's Graeme.
Hello, I'm Lella.
And tonight we're going to be playing Lost Ruins of Arnak. I do have some unfortunate bad news, so maybe we'll get that out of the way first. We've been doing No Strings Attached now for 4 months. We've been doing it on a weekly basis. We think in 2021 we're going to go down to every other week, so probably every other Friday. So we won't be here next Friday, but we'll be here the Friday after that. But hopefully we'll continue to do No String Attached for who knows how long. I see there's already some people in the chat. So there's Cora Lou. I'm glad you got a chance to see our top 5. So it was interesting to put together. And it's funny because since then, I think we've played another 10 games from 2020. So I'm not sure how valid our 2020 list is anymore. Let's see, Dean's there, Lillian. So I want to say hello and Happy New Year to everybody. Like I said, this is our very first No Strings Attached of 2021. So we are going to go ahead. And Cora Lou says that this is her number 1 2020 game.
Oh, so, cool.
Although I've not had a chance to play it live yet. We played it a couple times getting ready for this. So hopefully I get all the rules right, but we shall see. So why don't I quickly go through the rules. So it's a kind of a basic deck builder. We both start off with the same deck of cards. Basically, 4 of our color, we have 2 fear cards. Most of the cards we're going to have either an ability in the middle of the card, or we can use it for traveling. On your turn, you're going to be able to do a limited number of instant actions. That anything with a lightning bolt on it counts as an instant action. And you can do 1 main action. We're going to go around the table, taking main actions until basically we both passed. The round's over. We'll do a cleanup. Let's get ready for the next round. So what are the main actions you can do? First one is going to be able to dig at a site. These sites down here have already been discovered, and we can send one of our workers to go to this site and basically claim whatever there. With only playing with 2 players, the double one is blocked up, so only one of us can go to each one of these sites. And again, we only have 2 workers to send out. We can discover a new site. That's what this board is for. So all these areas are undiscovered. So the first thing we have to do is we have to discover the site. And that is basically what these costs are here. So to discover one of these sites here, we have to pay 3 of these resources here. These ones up here, they're more difficult to find. We have to spend 6 resources. You have to spend the resource to discover it and the resource to travel to it. So if I want to travel to this one here, I have to spend a Jeep, and I have to spend 3 of these things. Once it's been discovered, someone at a later date can go there, or a later round, and just pay the Jeep cost. You don't have to worry about discovering it because it's already been discovered. If I'm the person that gets to discover it, I get to take this one, do the action that's on there, and I get that to be able to flip it over my board and get 3 points at the end of the game. When you discover one of these sites, you're going to be putting one of these on here, which are essentially the same type of this. They're going to give you resources for going there. Of course, the double ones are better than the single ones, but of course the double ones are more difficult to get. When you discover a site, you're then going to put a guardian on it, and the guardian doesn't stop you from getting the resources there. It doesn't stop you from going there. But if you take a meeple back where there's a guardian, you have to add a fear card to your deck. All fear cards are going to be worth -1 points at the end of the game. The next thing you can do is overcome a guardian. On the bottom of each of the guardians, it's going to show you what resources you have to give up to defeat it. If you defeat it, you're going to take it, put it beside you, and it's going to be worth 5 points at the end of the game. And most of them are going to give you a boon. The boon is going to be something you can do once per game. Once you've used it, you flip the guardian over and you don't get to use it again, but you still get to keep the points for it. You can buy an item. So I haven't laid out the cards yet, so we'll do that now. There are artifacts and there are item cards. So one of the actions I can do is buy an item. The cost for the cards is down here in the bottom left. All items are going to cost gold. All artifacts, the blue ones, are always going to cost the exploration tokens. So for an action, for my main action, I can spend coins to take one of these cards. If I take an item card, it's going to go to the bottom of my deck on my player board. If I buy an artifact card, I don't know if you can see this, but the artifact cards have a little kind of symbol here, which represents this resource. When I first buy this card, I get to do the ability on the card, and I discard it right away into my played area. The next time this card is in my hand, for me to take the main action, I have to discard whatever it says. So I have to discard one of these tablets to be able to use this card again. But the first time I get to buy it, you get to do it for free. So that is buying an item and an artifact. You can research. So we have 2 tokens here. We have a magnifying glass, we have a book. So we can research by paying the resources across the bottom here to move up one of our tokens. And your magnifying glass, sorry, I should put it the other way. Your book can never be further than your magnifying glass. When you move one of your tokens up, you're going to get whatever it says on this side. So if I move my magnifying glass up here, I'm going to score 1 gold. And you notice that there are different costs to go up. It's your choice which one you want to pay. But whichever side track you go up is going to kind of dictate where you can go next. So if I come up to here, it won't matter because I can pay either cost to move up here. But when I move up here, actually, where does it come into play? It doesn't too much.
No, well, this one, if you come up here, you can only go to these two.
Yes.
And this one, you can go to this one, that one. So you're excluded from the extremities.
Yeah. So if I come up here with this person, next time I move my magnifying glass, I can only move it to one of these 2 things because it's connected to my square. I could not move it over here. If you can get your magnifying glass all the way up to the top, of course, it's going to be lots of points, and then you're going to be able to investigate the temple. And we'll get into that if either one makes us up there. You can also just play a card out of your hand for the action. So again, any of these cards here that don't have a lightning bolt on it are basically what your main action is going to be in your turn. You play it, you do whatever it says. So for example, this one, I can discard a card basically out of play and claim 2 of those exploration tokens, but that's it. That's all I can play. And then you can pass. That's your turn. We're going to take these main actions back and forth. And again, anything that's got a lightning bolt on it, you can do it as many times as you want. You know, I can play multiple lightning bolts in a row, and it doesn't take my main action. A couple other things. There are assistants here. You're going to get these by moving up the board. We're also playing the more advanced side of the board. So there's 2 sides to the board. One is to say we're playing the snake board. The other side is the bird board. Snake board is a little, I don't know if it's a little trickier, but up here, when you get to this level, you see that you have to add fear cards to your hand. The easier side, the beginner side, doesn't have those type of penalties. It's not a huge penalty, and you'll see as we go, we actually use those fear cards quite a lot because they do give you a boot. All the travel symbols kind of work as a hierarchy. The planes are the most powerful. The planes will basically pay for one of these transportation symbols on the board. There's a little chart here on the little player aid that says, you know, the plane is the most powerful, and then the jeep and the boat is next, and the boot. So if I want to go to a boot, I can play whatever I want. I can play a plane, I can play a car, I can play a boat, or I can play a boot. If I want to go to a car area, I have to spend a jeep or a plane. And again, if I want to go to a boat, it's a boat or a plane, and the plane can only be paid for with the plane. So there's kind of a hierarchy there. You can always spend 2 coins out of your reserve to basically to buy a plane. We'll get into a little bit more what you can do with these items when you get them, or tokens when you get them. There are kind of one-time abilities you can use. You can kind of get resources, but you give up points. You're also going to need one of these to move up from either one of these levels to this level. And essentially the idea between these people, they've been lost in the expedition. They're assistants that have kind of wandered off into the bush. So if we are able to find them, we can basically get them into our group. You're only ever going to be able to get 2 researchers for the entire game, and they can be upgraded. So there's a silver side which they start on, and you can upgrade them through that ability there and that ability there to the gold side, and to basically become more powerful versions of themselves. We'll talk about the rest of the stuff as we go along. It is it's going to take us about an hour to play, 45 minutes to an hour to play. So it should be a good one. So we've decided that I think the official way to decide who goes first is the last person to go to an unknown place. Well, needless to say, we haven't been anywhere in quite a long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over one of these tablets. So the tablet has writing on one side and it's blank on the other. So we'll call the writing side heads, the blank side is tails, and I'll let Lella kind of pick heads or tails.
Tails.
Tails. So flip this up in the air. It came up as heads. So I'm going to be first player. This is going to go back and forth each round. Oh, there's Hans. Hi, Hans. Good to see you back again.
So get your resources.
Yes. So depending, because I'm first player, it's going to change how many resources I get. So I'm going to start off with 2 gold for being first player. Lella's going to start off with a gold and an exploration token for being second player. So I'm going to shuffle up my cards, and we're going to be drawing 5. You're always going to be drawing 5 at the beginning of every round. And the one thing I really like that's thematic about this game is as the rounds go on, you'll notice there's a lot of tools and 1 artifact. As the rounds go on, the number of artifacts is going to increase and the tools are going to decrease. So it kind of gives you an idea that you're kind of digging deeper into the jungle. Okay, so kind of see my hands here. So I've got those 2 cards, which I can only use basically for the travel symbols. These guys, I can collect those resources, I can collect money, or I can use them for the travel symbols. Because we're 2 players, there is a fight amongst us to kind of get these resources. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pay one of my boots. So I'm going to basically dig at a site. I'm going to go to a site that's already been discovered. So I'm going to play this card. I'm going to take my person and place them here. So I'm going to get 2 resources for going there. Okay, the chat has already started voting for you. I played my first card and already there's people saying go Lella.
Poor Graeme. You know you'll win anyway. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use a fear as a boot. And I'm going to go here and grab 2 tablets.
Okay. I don't have enough to go up there yet. So I'm going to spend this as a it's a free action. So I'm going to spend it for the action that's down here. So it says I can gain one of these. I'm then going to I'm going to basically do the discover a new site. So I'm going to spend 3 of these. So I'm spending 3 of my exploration tokens. I'm going to spend my, I can spend my boat. So I'm going to spend it for the travel symbol and my 3 resources. And I can put my second guy here. So it cost me a boat, cost me 3 of those exploration symbols to go there. It's a level 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this token. This token just says I get a coin. So that's nice and easy. And I turn it face down on my board. At the end of the game, it's going to be worth 3 points. It's a level 1, so I'm going to take the top one off of the stack and I'm going to place it here. So it says I get a ruby. So I'm going to take that ruby, but there's also a guardian. So I'm going to place this here. So this guardian says that I have to discard a boot, a tablet, and a weapon, arrowhead to get rid of it. Again, you don't have to get rid of the guardians. But if I take my person back from here, I'm going to have to draw a fear card. So Cora Lou said, what other games we play that were from 2020? We got it. So I'd played Bonfire before, but Lella and I got a chance to play Bonfire, and Lella really enjoyed that. We played the Lost Ruins of Arnak. Again, I really enjoyed this one. We played Imperial, which is a fantasy train type game. Gorgeous components. The box is about this big. It's a huge, huge box. That one was kind of interesting. What else did we play? Santa Monica, The Lost Journey of Aurora. No, The Lost. What's it called? The Last?
I don't remember.
Something of Aurora. Mariposa, Tang Garden. I think that was it.
Viscounts? Viscount?
Oh, yeah, Viscounts of the West Kingdom. So I
said Viscount.
Yes. So out of those games, Bonfire was already on my list. I think this one might have got on my list of top 2020 as well. I'm really enjoying the Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Okay, I'm going to spend 2 cards for their coin. So I get 2. Don't give them to me because I'm just going to end up. And as my main action, I'm going to buy this card here, which is the lantern. And it says I can activate any of these sites. This goes to the bottom. So I don't get to use it right now, but that's my main action. And then everything here slides forward.
And Han says, deeper into the jungle. Okay, Mr. Indiana Jones. If I had an Indiana Jones hat, I would have worn it. Okay, so I want to see whether I can defeat that guy, which I don't think I can. Which kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping I was going to be able to do that. I don't have any, so I've used up both of my people, so I can't go here anymore. But what I will do, I'm going to spend my ruby. I'm going to move up in that track there. So I spent a ruby, so I'm going to come up here. So because I came up here, unlike there's some of these tiles that when you reach there, you can take it. Here, there's nothing, but I do get 1 coin for moving up. So I'm going to take that. That's my main action.
Okay. So my main action, I'm going to move up in this track. So I'm going to spend these 3 resources and move my magnifying glass here, and I get a gold coin.
Okay, I am going to that's not bad. Oh, you know what? I'm going to buy the fishing boat. Spend 2 coins, take the fishing boat. There's a problem picking up cards.
Okay, I'm going to spend this as a movement, so as a travel, and I'm going to go here, which means I have to discard a card. That's what that symbol is, but I get a ruby.
Yeah. Let's see, Corlu, I don't know. I know you guys don't listen to background music, but surely I have been tempted to put on the Indiana Jones for this.
Yes.
So I'm going to discard that to get the money for it. And I think I'm going to buy another card. I'm going to spend 3 coins to buy that one. These cards are also worth points at the end of the game. So anything that's got a little purple diamond on it is going to be points. So I just basically bought myself 2 points. Okay, goes back to Lella.
Okay, I'm actually going to spend my ruby to move my journal up here, which means I get 1 of these assistants. And
so that assistant action is get 2 coins. You can convert an extra boot into an arrowhead, or you can get 1 of these tokens.
I think I'm going to take this one. Unfortunately, I can't use it right now because I've run out of cards. Otherwise, I could have activated it. But
and then back to me. I got nothing to do. Yeah. Okay, so I am going to pass. There's nothing else for me to do.
Okay. Well, I still have a coin. I'm going to spend it and get the watch. So I could either discard it, or not discard it, instantly get 2 coins, or I can pass to gain 3 coins. And guess what? I'm going to be passing anyway, so 3 coins.
Yeah, that goes into your deck.
Oh, so I can't use it right now?
No, it's only these you can use right away.
Ah, drat. So I don't get anything. So I pass now. You've already passed.
Okay, so shift them down. So we both passed, so it's the end of the round. I'm going to actually I'm going to hold on to this card. I'm not going to discard the card. So that's going to be the end of the round. So we are going to return our people from the board. And because, again, I'm bringing my person back here, and there's a guardian which I did not defeat, I take this and goes into my, I'm not sure. Let's go to the bottom of my deck.
It says you must take a fear card from the board and place it face up in your play area.
Okay, I thought so.
Okay.
So we do that, shuffle all the cards we played. And we're going to go to the bottom of our deck. And we're going to draw another 5 cards. We're going to go around 2. So what we do is we discard these 2 cards which are on either side of this staff. So we're going to get rid of that one. We're going to get rid of that one. We're going to move the staff down and basically refill. So anything on this side of the staff is always going to get artifact cards. So as you can see, second round now, we have 2 artifacts. but only 4 with these to spend. And then Lella becomes first player. So that last round, I discarded that last fear card. I could have kept it in my hand, and then I would have just drawn back up to 5 cards. So Cora Luce says that her only complaint is you buy so many cool cards, but you don't use them all. I ran into a situation, I think previous game and the game before, which my deck was so thin that when I had the opportunity to draw cards, I had nothing to draw from. And if your draw pile is empty, you don't reshuffle it. You only reshuffle at the end of your turn.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to use a fear as a movement and go here to grab 2 compasses.
Okay. I think I'm going to, so I picked up another fear card. I'm going to use my fear card to go here and get one of these. So Hans, he's interested in Beyond the Sun, which I am as well. Merv, The Heart of the Silk Road. I don't know that much about it. I know it's getting pretty decent reviews. Praga Caput Regini. I know I butchered that name. That one sounds fascinating. I love the little crane on the board. So I really want to try that. And the Red Cathedral looks interesting as well. So I'm right with you there, Hans. I'm interested in those games as well.
So this time I'm going to use fear so that I can activate the boot. So to get myself a weapon.
So this has come up and we weren't sure how to play this. The rulebook says for that particular one, you can use excess boots. So if you had a double card, for example, a lot of these cards here will give you double things. If I only spent 1 to go here, I could use the other 1 to activate that card. We're not sure whether what Lella did is legal or not. Because it says that you go to a location and then you spend your card for the travel, for the boot. You haven't put one of your people out. You're just playing that card to get the ability to travel, but spending the travel to do that. This is the way we're playing it. I'm not sure whether that's correct or not.
So is that my main action, or is it considered an instant?
Well, that's why.
That's the other thing.
That's because normally if you play a card that doesn't have a lightning bolt on it, then that's going to be your main action. But there's no action on that card. She's using it to get the boot resource to convert it into that. Like I said, I'm not sure whether that's correct or not.
We are confuzzled.
Yeah. But that's the way we played it before. We'll continue playing it. If someone tells us differently, the next game we play, we'll change it. But for the rest of the game, that's where we're going to play it. But just a little caveat that may not be correct. I have a feeling it's not correct, but that's okay.
So it's your turn.
Yeah. I am. Oh. So I'm going to play my fishing rod as for the action down here. It says I can buy an item with a discount of 3, including the top one off the deck. Well, I'm just going to buy this ostrich for free. So it's going to go to the bottom of my deck. So I want to ask the chat, how was your Christmas and New Year's time off? I know some people were working, whatever else, maybe didn't celebrate Christmas, but we found it very, very odd this year. Because normally we always go see my parents on Christmas morning and spend the day there and have dinner. And even New Year's, we're not big partiers anymore. We're too old for that. But we generally have people over. This year we had sushi.
Yep.
And the other thing is we actually got rid of cable this year as well. So we don't have any way to watch the news because I get all my news on my phone. So we ended up watching Netflix and just kind of pausing it at 11:58 going, Happy New Year. And I went to finish watching our show. It was just, this year's New Year's, I found it especially surreal.
Okay, so I just played this as a main action to get 2 coins.
Well, if it's lightning bolt on it, so that's your free action on your turn.
Oh.
You can play as many of those.
Okay, then I will do that. Grab 3, and then as a main action, I don't know if I want to use. I'm not getting what I need. Drat. I'm going to grab the army knife.
Okay, so I'm going to play my chronometer for the instant, which gives me one of those and one of those. Then I'm going to spend, let's just go to, spend that for the travel to go here to get 2 of these.
Oh, I just snookered myself.
Lillian says she spent New Year's Eve watching the playthrough of Animal Crossing New Horizons Countdown. I saw clips of that on YouTube. It's okay. Our son was watching it in Fortnite.
Okay, so I'm going to play this as a travel to go here to grab 2 coins.
So Lillian's saying she's looking to get a Nintendo Switch for her birthday in April. April's a good month. My birthday's in April. So I'm a big video gamer. My son's a big video gamer. So we're a little spoiled for consoles in this house.
Big time.
Yes. So if you hear yelling from downstairs, it's my it's my son screaming over his PS4. So I'm going to spend. So I'm going to move up on the track and do some research. So I'm going to spend 2 tablets. That, move that up there. So I can also claim one of these people.
Who do you want?
I think I'm going to claim her in the end.
Okay. I'm going to move up here, which means I instantly get a tablet, but I do have to pay for it. So I spend these resources. But I do get 2 gold coins because I moved up there.
So were you or Hans? You're in the Netherlands, right? I forget. Sorry. What type of lockdown restrictions do you have? We were put in lockdown on December 26th, and they didn't want you to visit any family. Didn't want you to get together for New Year's Eve. So I know it's different everywhere in the world. So I was just kind of wondering, did your government suggest you not get together, or was it just sort of get together just in small groups? So you've done your turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to tap her to get the that. I'm going to spend that to get a coin. And then I'm going to spend a coin to go shopping and buy the hat, my Indiana Jones hat.
I'm going to spend 2 coins to purchase the parrot. Get my feathery friend.
Ooh, the carrier pigeon's always good too. I pass. Yes. Yes, I pass.
I will pass as well.
Okay, take our people back. That guardian's still sitting out there laughing at us. So it's the end of the round, so we'll refresh our assistants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get rid of the cards. Go down, so we are. So I always find it's funny. Normally, both Lella and I kind of go after the artifact cards because they are extremely useful, especially when you can do it kind of free the first time you buy it. I find this one, for whatever reason, I find it more difficult to explore and to move up this track than the other side. Okay, so I am first player. So I'm going to play my fear card. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to collect 2 tablets.
Do I just still spend 3 compasses to come here?
No. It's only if it's an undiscovered site, you have to discover it by using this. Once it's discovered, you just have to pay the whatever the transportation cost is there.
Oh. Well, now that I've told you what I'm doing, there you go.
Well, I was just about to do that too. So she goes there, and
I will get a ruby.
She gets a ruby.
Thank you.
Let's see. So Hans was saying in Netherlands they don't have complete restrictions, only the maximum of 3 guests. Oh, you guys got an exception for Christmas and New Year's. That's nice. And see, in Portugal, let's see, 31 till the 4th of January, lockdown till 5 a.m.
They're considering lockdown here too, like a curfew as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to fly.
Because we were good really up until November timeframe, and then our numbers have continually skyrocketed. And look, we just got our highest numbers 2 weeks ago, and it was Christmas, and we just got our highest numbers ever in the pandemic.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You took the spot I was going to go to. I was going to go there and defeat that guy. So change of plans. I'm going to tap that for her instant action to get that. I am going to play that for the instant action to go there. And then I'm going to use my ostrich for the main action, and the plus symbol on the ostrich says I can draw a card. And then I can basically, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to play the ostrich. So I'll put that card back. So I want to discover, because that is it's going to the discover place already. So I'm going to use my funding for the vehicle. I'm going to discover another site. So I'm going to spend 3 tokens plus my funding to place my person here, which allows me to collect this, instantly get one of those and flip that over, draw the top one here, and now I can draw my card, and I get one of those, and we get another guardian out. So this guardian requires a boat and a spear to get rid of.
Okay.
Corley says that because she lives alone, they were allowed 2 contacts. Where we are, if you live alone, you can basically join one other house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found we did go see my parents on Christmas, and basically just say, hello and exchange some gifts. But with not spending the whole day with him, because we have now a teenage son. So in some ways, for us personally, it wasn't that bad, because if it was like 10 years ago when he was, just a little kid, it would be much harder for them to understand. At least now, it's easier to explain to them that we can't go see Grandma and Grandpa on Christmas because of the lockdown, and he's able to understand. Luckily, we have had almost no snow. We had snow around Christmas Day, but it really hasn't been that bad. So I'm going to, on my turn, I'm going to combat the Guardian, so that I have to give up a hat. A boat. So I'm going to give up my hat, which has a boat on it, and I have to give up a weapon. So I've defeated this Guardian. So now when I take my person back, I'm not going to get a fear card. And also this Guardian gives me a boon. So one time during the game, I can flip this over to get, that's a Jeep. And then it's always going to be worth 5 points at the end of the game, but whether I use the boon or not.
So I'm going to do the same thing Graeme did. So, but first Oh, so, okay, we're doing the controversial move, so I'm doing this so I can give up a card to get this first. And we're treating that as my main move?
I'm assuming.
Okay.
Okay, so you defeated that person. So I'm going to spend... I can't do that, actually. I wanted to do this action here because I have the resources for it, but I can't move my book beyond my magnifying glass. Essentially, the magnifying glass is you looking for stuff, and then the book is you jotting down what you found. So it makes thematic sense that you can't move one past the other. And I can't use that. So I am going to... I'm going to have to pass. That's really bad. Let's see. Dean's currently in Los Angeles, which is one of the worst areas in the U.S. for the pandemic.
Okay, so I'm going to defeat this Guardian. So I'm going to use that as a boot. Pay the...
Okay, so we're I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. It's Joao from Portugal.
Joao? Did I say that even closely right?
They're saying that's the way they play that assistant as well. They don't say you have to play a worker. So, like I said, that's the way we've been playing it, but it was a little unsure with the rules.
Okay, so I paid the resources here to grab this Guardian.
Okay, so that was your main action, and I passed. I've got nothing else to do on my turn.
Okay, so with this one, hang on, let me do this first.
Coralu didn't realize that we had a son. So we do have a son. He's a teenager. He used to play board games with us.
We're not cool anymore.
No, we are not. Now video games reign supreme.
Yeah.
He was off for 2 weeks. We forced him. We sat him down at the table and said, "You can afford to spend 1 hour playing playing one of the escape room games with us." And he begrudgingly sat down. He enjoyed it. He's like, "Do you want to play something else?" Nope. I haven't seen him since.
Gone. All right, I'm going to play this card. So I get to take 2 different options. I don't have a fear card here, so I don't have any card to exclude. So I will take a tablet, though. And one other thing. I'll take a coin.
Yeah, Hans brings up a good point. He was saying in the Netherlands, they have 17.5 million, and Canada's 38 million. And we have, there are 38 million people in Canada. 14 million people live in Ontario. And within Ontario, there's 9 million people that live in what we call the Golden Horseshoe. It's like a string from Toronto all the way down to Niagara Falls. It's a fairly, for us, it's a small area. For the rest of the world, it's a large area. But that's where a majority of the people in Ontario live. And the Toronto itself has several million people in it. So it kind of spread out from there. They were in lockdown first, and then we're just north of Toronto. We're all technically connected. So then the lockdown kind of happened to us. We seem to be taking it somewhere in between. We're not as strict as some countries, but less strict than others.
We kind of dropped the ball a little bit, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one more action. I'm going to spend my 4 compasses to grab this guy, which is the guiding skull, and he's cool. Oh, I can't even use it. I don't have another. Oh, that was stupid. Maybe I won't take him then. Actually, then I'm going to grab this one instead. So it allows me to grab a tool and place it on the top of my deck. So I shall grab.
So Coralu, just having a look at your statement, you said that when you pass, you can turn any cards in. You can activate any of the cards from your hand that have the instant action on them, the lightning bolt. But like my 2 cards I have left over didn't have lightning bolts in them. So even if I'm going to discard them, I'm going to discard that one, but I don't get anything for it because there's no lightning bolt on it. That's the way I was reading the passing rules in the rule book.
Okay. Oops, didn't do that. Oh, so these 2 go.
Yeah. Just move down. So we are in round 4 of 5.
I did not do good.
No,
This is kind of crappy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then reset that. And then your first player.
Yeah. So I shall use a fear card to go here and claim 2 compasses.
Yes. Not discarding. Now you can keep the cards. You don't have to discard them. Yeah, getting those resources is probably more beneficial than keeping the cards in your hand. So I am going to play I'll play the chronometer first for its instant actions. I can draw that and that. And then I'm going to play my ostrich for its main action. And the ostrich says I can draw a card and I can dig at a site with a discount of 1 Jeep. So I'm going to go here. It allows me to draw another card and get another tool.
So the lantern allows me to activate any of these sites. So I'm going to go again for the compass.
Okay, I'm going to tap her to get another explore token. Okay, I'm going to go for it. So I'm going to discard that card to get another explore token. So I have 4 explore tokens. Now this is one thing I didn't mention through the walkthrough. On your player board, there's just 4 things on the top of your board, and there are points on them. If you don't use them, they're going to be worth that many points at the end of the game. But I can activate that by putting one of my idols on there, and I can take one of these actions here. And again, it's going to be an instant action. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take this action here, which allows me to draw that and that. I'm going to do it again. So I basically just lost 3 points, but I put that up there to do that again. And then for my main action, I'm going to spend 2 fishing boats. So I'm going to discard those cards for their travel cost. And I'm going to spend my 6 tokens, which I just got. I'm going to come up here. So I take that one. So that one stays face down. I don't get what's on the other side of that. I'm going to be able to take this one. This one allows me to upgrade one of my tokens. I can go from tablet to arrowhead or arrowhead to gem. And I think I'm going to take I'm going to upgrade that to that. That one goes face down on my board. Then I'm going to draw a second level one. So that's going to give me 2 of those tokens back and another gem. We have another guardian come out, and this guardian requires 4 coins to go. You can also only defeat a guardian if your person's there. Have I ever played Ave Roma?
That doesn't sound familiar.
No, I don't think I have.
Play this as an instant to get these 2. Okay.
You want to give me a quick rundown of what Ave Roma is, Hans? Because I doesn't sound 100% familiar.
Spend that.
That's not the racing game, is it? Where you're supposed to yell Ave Caesar every time you pass go?
I'm going to discard this out of the game.
How do you manage that? So how do you manage that?
Witchcraft. I bring out a level 1, which gives me 2 of these and a coin. And the Guardian is not good.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to defeat the Guardian. Costs 4 coins, so I'm going to trade in my 4 coins to defeat this guy. Do you have any games that we planned out to play? I don't know what we're going to play next. I was thinking about Bonfire next from Stefan Feld, but I don't have anything that's kind of set in stone. So yes, if you do want to go have a look at my Board Game Geek page, I try and keep it up. I think it's up to date, maybe a couple missing, but there's 900 to choose from. I'm sure you can find something there. My user handle on Board Game Geek is Grayplayer, so GRAYPLAYER, I believe. Let me double check that. I don't want to be sending you to someone else's. Yes, Grayplayer, all one word, GRAYPLAYER. If you have a look at there, look at my collection, and you want to make a suggestion on our next. I guess you can leave a comment on this one. I don't always look at the comments after a couple days, but again, we'll be back in 2 weeks. If you want to make a suggestion there, a couple suggestions, we're happy to take suggestions on what games you want to see played. Is it back to my turn?
I think so.
So I defeated the Guardian, then you did.
Oh. I'm having technical difficulties. Well, I can't do that one, so I'm going to use this to do that to get an arrowhead.
Okay, so I'm going to spend and do some research. I'm going to move up my spyglass to here, and I get 2 coins for that.
Yes. I am going to move up here, so I spend 2 of these and that. I get a coin, and I get to draw a card.
Okay, so I'm going to spend, again, I'm going to spend the same thing and move up my other piece to here. I can discard a card. Ooh, I don't want to discard a card. Yes, I do. I'm going to exile this card.
Oh, yeah. Put mine there too.
So Skip is asking that he has a group that's non-native English speakers. There's an awful lot of iconography on the board. Like the board itself is not bad. There's nothing on any of these tiles that's language independent, but all these cards, that's going to be the tough part, because a lot of these do have English on them, and you kind of need to know what this is. Now, I don't know whether you can explain it to them, because all the cards are face up. There's nothing in your starting deck that you need to know English for. So if you're comfortable explaining, decorated horn, and it translates for them, or let them know what it works, it could work that way. But yeah, beyond these cards are definitely in English, but at least they're face up, so you can say, this is what this card does. This is what this card does. That's what that card does. Like I said, there's nothing where you start where you require English to understand. Everything else is kind of iconography.
Okay, so when we do this, it goes out of the game to go here?
Yes.
Okay, so that I lose those 3 points, but I move my guy up here.
So these are the lost people. Lella she looks through the stack. There's 2 in there for the people. I'm not supposed to see what the other person is. So you pick them up. You look which one you want. And
I want the top one anyway. And I'm going to tap him right away because it says discard a card, and I just picked up a fear. So.
Yeah, the we're talking about the cards and English on the cards. Unfortunately, they're not all symbols and actions. So, for example, this one here, the only symbol on it for this decorated horn, the only symbol is that icon there, which represents the assistance. But what you actually do is all in English. So unfortunately, it's not like some other games which will give you the iconography and the English. This is a lot of the English.
I pass.
And I think I'm going to pass as well. I don't think I want to give up another 3 points just yet. Yeah, so I'm going to pass as well. I'm going to discard that card. Yes, the cards in your hand, you can't let other people see, but the cards that have English on them, you're going to be buying them first, and they're always going to be face up. So if you are concerned about the English language, they would just have to remember that, you know, what does this card do? Oh, sure. Now Dean's going after my accent.
What's wrong?
You thought I was saying about when I was talking about a boot.
Oh, stop with the a boot. We don't say a boot. It's ridiculous. Okay, you're first now.
Yeah, and this is the last round.
Oh, this is terrible. I don't think we've ever played so poorly.
Oh, I forgot to take my people back. And you went back from here, right? So did you take a fear card?
A fear.
So that should have been shuffled into the bottom of your, because it would go into your play one.
Oh, do you want me to reshuffle?
No, because I'm assuming you had more than 5 cards left on top. Okay, I am going to play my hat for that and this. Then I'm going to play Let's see. Okay, think, what do I want to do? Okay, I'm going to play that to go here. Take that and that.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds interesting, Hans. I don't recognize that game. It does sound interesting though when you're putting out workers and depending on decisions you're making, you're going to be getting back different set of workers. Interesting.
Okay, I'm going to go here to grab 2 compasses. Oh, I didn't spend a... Hang on, just cheating again. There we go.
Okay, I'm going to spend 3 of these. No, first thing I want to do is I'm going to tap, I'm going to flip over my one of my guardians, and I'm going to use its special ability. So his special ability on that specific guardians allows me to upgrade one of my things. Resources. So I'm going to spend that to get that. And then as my action, I'm going to spend that and that to my magnifying glass up there. Get this to get one of those. That's out of the game. And then because I went there, I get to draw another card.
Okay. So I'm going to spend, discard a card to be able to grab a ruby. And then...
Well, that was your action.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Look at that. Then nothing.
do that. I'm just thinking here. Okay. I'm going to spend 4 of my. No, I'm not. I'm going to spend 3. That, take a 4th one from her, and then basically spend 4 to take this card, the treasure chest. It's an artifact card, goes into my play area, but I get to action it, which allows me to draw a card and get one of those.
Fill.
And then get to fill this back up.
Okay, so I'm going to spend a ruby and a tablet.
So Core Lou loves non-square, non-rectangular, non-hex boards too. You know what? I sometimes do and sometimes don't. I do like a rectangular board like this because it's just easier to get people around, especially with our table. When we have people over to play games, it's two people on either side.
So I moved up here.
Yeah, so you can turn one of your.
So I'm going to turn one of these guys to the gold side, and I'm going to tap them right away to get to throw a weapon around.
I think I'm going to give up one of my idols. So idols out of the game to move this guy up. So I'm going to take this guy here. You also might kind of wondering why, as we move up here, of course, the further you go, the more points it's going to get for where your person gets to.
Okay, I'm going to spend 3 compasses on a plane to put my guy here, which means I get this guy, which means I get to untap this guy. I put out this, which allows me to draw a card, get a tablet and a coin. The Guardian is
a plane and a little jabby thing.
Jabby thing. Okay, so I did that, so that turns over.
Okay, I'm going to use this guy. So I get to draw a card, and then I essentially have to discard a card. I'm going to discard that one. And then I'm going, do I want to do that? I'm going to spend that and that for the exploration tokens. I'm going to spend 3 exploration tokens, and this guy here, again, he gives me a boon of a Jeep. That's Jeep, Dean. Jeep. Put my guy.
What did he say?
Oh, because he can't understand the difference between a boot and a bout. I'm going to go here. Allows me to exile one of my cards from either the play area or my hand. So I'm going to exile another fear card because I don't want the -1 at the end of the game. I need to place one of these out. And I can either get 2 of these, or I can buy that at a discount of 1. That's what that symbol is there.
Okay.
Hold on, I need to put a guardian there. I need to make up my mind what I'm going to do. I will spend a coin. So I'm going to use the secondary ability and spend a coin because it gives me a discount of 1 coin. Spend a coin to take this one. It's 2 points, so I will take it. And that one is done.
Okay. I'm going to defeat the Guardian. So I don't have a plane, but I can spend 2 coins to give myself a plane. But I do have an arrowhead. So I grab this.
That was really stupid of me.
What?
I could have taken 2 things or that, and this cost 2 things which I didn't take. Okay, so I am going to I'm going to play my ostrich, which allows me to draw a card. And I can't do the second part because I don't have someone to go digging. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to play this card and grab these 2 resources. For some reason, I can't speak.
Okay, I am going to. Is that going to be worth it? Spend that for the instant to get that and that. Then I'm going to spend 3 coins. Take this card here.
Okay.
Refill.
I'm going to tap my dude to get the arrowhead. And I'm going to move up here. So I spend a compass and 3 tablets. That gives me a tablet back.
See, Corlu was
but
saying.
I do get a fear card.
Corlu was saying anything that I've rated a 9 or a 10. I don't think we play Fu Cheng Magnet on the stream because that will take too long. But Trajan's up there. So that might be one that we can play. Colosseum, yeah, works 3 to 5 players. And we played both I've played both the Days of Wonder, and Dean has a copy of the Days of Wonder version. I have the TMG reprint for Colosseum. I really enjoyed it. Want to refill the card?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I'm going to use my fishing rod to buy that.
Okay, I'm going to move up here and spend this, and this.
See, Dino Island. Maybe Dino Island will be the next one. I like that one.
I will take.
Well, I guess a choice of which one she wants to take.
Tablet.
Each will get a tablet.
And that's it for now.
I don't think I've done enough on this. Okay, so if I go upgrade that, extra card. It's not worth it though. Yeah. I'm going to place that there. I'm going to take an arrowhead. And for my main action, I'm going to turn in that and that to do some research. Let's move that guy up there. Allows me to upgrade one of my people. I'm going to upgrade him. I'm going to use him right away and draw another card. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to flip over my Guardian so I can get rid of this card. I have a feeling I didn't take another fear card, actually. I think I was cheating again. I should have taken another fear card when I went up here. Trying to think what's the best thing to do. I can't get both. I can get a compass in my hand. Yeah, actually that makes sense. Okay. So use this for compass. No! Ah, poop.
I can use him on one of your work sites to trade a coin in for a ruby.
Yeah, but I can't get a spear.
Oh, right, you need a spear. Yeah, you only got one guy left.
What a pity. Huh. I can do this to get rid of this sphere so I don't get the end cost, but I will do that so I can spend a coin to get the ruby, leave it there, because then I'll move this up here, which allows me
to upgrade one of your people.
Oh.
Well, you have to upgrade the other person.
Upgrade. Yeah. Bummer.
And then she becomes untapped.
Darn. Bummer.
All done?
I think so.
Okay, I'm going to give up this guy to move this up here, which allows me to buy a... Yes. So I could basically get one of these for free. And I get to activate it right away. I can activate any one of these sites or one of these sites. I can get a whole bunch of those, which I don't think I want. Exchange, no, or unrotate, and it doesn't make any difference. So I'm going to take this one as that action there. I can move one of these from an occupied to an unoccupied area, either here or here, and I get to activate the site. So I can move this one from here to there. I get to activate the site by drawing a card. One of those and one of those.
See what he did there?
Meh.
Can you turn over a card?
Oh, yes.
All right, so.
Yeah, Lella's used up her last idol to get her resources from her board.
So with that, I will get a fear card.
Yes.
I don't like you.
It's completely by accident.
It isn't by accident. Okay, so I shall tap her to get a compass. And I have 2 compasses left, so I will do this. Spend it to grab this guy, which you can use right now. It says exchange one of your assistants with one of the supply. The new one is the same level and refreshed. Well, that's kind of a bummer, because I don't think I can't afford anything. Coins aren't worth anything, are they?
The resources into the game are, I think it's a, you trade them in at a, no, they're not.
Bummer.
So Han says Isle of Cat looks overrated to him.
Which one?
Isle of Cats. The card drafting when you take the cats and put them on your boat.
It was cute though. I like it. This is kind of like, oh, whatever. I grab this guy, get rid of her. He comes out on the gold side. I will just tap him and grab 3 coins, just for the sake of doing it.
Okay, so I'm going to play my bows and arrows as my name action. It says I get to gain one of these for each guardian at my site where I am, and each guardian I've overcome. So to maximum of 3. So I can gain 2 because I've overcome 2 guardians. Back over to you.
Can't afford that. I think I have to pass. That's done. I'm done. Done.
Okay, I am going to spend my 3. Oops. To buy this one. I have a problem picking up cards off this game board.
Just you.
Yep, just me. Bought that one, allows me to untap one of my people. So untap her. going to tap her again. Take another one of these. Get rid of my last 2 cards. They're both funding, so I get 2 more coins, but that costs 4 coins, so I can't buy that.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah. And that is going to be it. That's the end of the game.
So we'll grab our people back.
Yeah. So I gained that. But Lella
Now,
does gain a fear
I
card.
get a fear, but can I still kill it?
No.
Why?
Because that's not part of that. You still do those on your turn. So it's your turn. Once you pass, you can't take any more actions during your turn.
Fine.
Okay, what we should have done was actually brought a pen. Can you grab the pen from over there? We're just going to grab a pen and we will add up the points. Lella, Graeme. So these are going to be our end of game points. The first thing we do is look at how far your things have gone. So that one there, so Lella's going to get 15 points for that, and she's going to get 4 points for that. So she's going to get 19 points. I'm going to get 4 points for this guy and 5 points for that guy. So I get 9 points. So Lella's already in the lead.
For now.
We never got up here. You can get points up here. So if Lella was able to get up here, instead of advancing any further, she could have bought some of these tiles. And the costs are listed here on the board. So if you want to buy any of these stacks, you have to buy, spend that to get that to get that to get that. If you want to get a silver, you have to pay both of them what's underneath it. So to get that silver, you have to spend both of that, both a ruby, 2 tablets, and an exploration. If you want to get the gold one, you have to spend all 3 of them to get that gold. Doesn't matter. Neither one of us got them. Okay, and then we look at your idols. So you look at all the idols that you have, and you also add the points that are also printed on your board. So for example, Lella gets 3 plus 2 plus 3, which is 8, plus 4 is 12. I have 3, 6, 9, 4 is 13. Yeah, so with this board, you have to give up. So you have to get 3 points to get one person back. We then look at how many guardians you've defeated. So we both defeated 2 guardians. We both get 10 points. We then look at all the cards we purchased. So anything that you start your deck with, no points. All the cards you bought get some points. 3, 4, 18. So I got 19 points for my cards.
Woo! 10.
Lella gets 10. Then you minus your fear cards. I got 1 fear card, so that's
2.
minus 1 point. Lella's minus 2, I'm minus 1. We add these all up. So 19, 29, 31, 41, 51, 49. Graeme, 9, 22, 32, 42, 42, 51, 50. So I beat Lella by 1 point.
I can't tell you how frustrating this is. He has beaten me in every single match, and it's always this close.
It's always
between 1 or 2 points.
I think the largest one we had was like 3 points difference.
Ugh.
But yes, normally we find on this board, for whatever reason, it's much harder to get your token up here.
Yep.
Usually on the other side, Lella, one of us will get up here, and usually Lella, we both get up here, and then Lella starts buying these. So we find it much easier to go up in this. I don't know why this side is slightly more difficult. I don't know whether it's more expensive to do stuff here or what. I haven't really done that comparison. Let's see. Oh boy, I haven't been looking at the chat in a while.
Why?
So Hans was saying Scythe is not his cup of tea, and Tapestry. I haven't even played Tapestry. It doesn't interest me at all. I do like Scythe. I got it when I kickstarted it way back when. I liked Scythe when I played it. We played it an awful lot when we first got it, and it kind of felt to the point when everybody was approaching it the same way, so it kind of lost its luster for me. I haven't played it in a while, so I do want to get that one back to the table. Playing Scythe with people that know how the game works and you don't, that's a big disadvantage for you, because there definitely is some, because you have to get the stars. And we always found it's the combat stars or whatever. There's one track that we always used to go after first.
Yeah.
Because it took a while to get up, but you could do it early on with less penalty. Then you could just ignore it because you got the star and you can let it fall again. I like viticulture as well, which I have that. I think I haven't played it a lot though. That's a good one. Hans says bad teacher. It was 1 point, Hans.
No, it's my fault.
And just think, we would have been tied if Lella would have won because I moved it from where I was to where Lella was. So I gave her a minus 1 point. So it's a 2 point swing. And that basically all from that one card allowed me to move that. Still claiming the wins. So Hans says Euphoria is okay. I did not like Euphoria. Did not like that one at all.
Did I like it?
It's been a long time since we played. I was really annoyed at that one because it was if you didn't help build up one of the locations on the board, like because there are different locations you could build up. If you weren't involved with that for whatever, like you didn't have the resources or other people just kind of got in before you, you were left out of that. Everybody else got like this great power and you got nothing. Mm. So I wasn't overly fond of it. Okay, so that was the Lost Ruins of Arnak. Hopefully you've kind of seen enough to make the decision on whether you want to play this one or not. I've enjoyed it. We've played it 5 times now, and I'm still enjoying it. It's nice and simple. It's very quick, but there's kind of enough variation of what comes out, and kind of when your cards come up. It is pretty tight at the beginning of the game, as you saw down here, because with only one space open each time. And I find every time I play this game, I'm using different areas of the board more frequently than others. I don't think we ever used this ability here, which was discarding a card to get a ruby.
I may have done that.
I thought you'd got through your parrot.
I don't remember.
But I was able to get out here early, which is unusual. Usually it's not until the second round I was able to get out here the first round to try and do that. I almost always use up all my spots on my board to get the extra resources. But yeah, it's a fun game, and I like that the cards you can buy. They're not super powerful, but they do kind of alter how you go about it. So.
So what do you want to play next time?
I'm not sure yet. I got some suggestions on the chat. We'll see. I guess no one wants to see anything new, so I guess we'll go back and play an old game.
Well, I'd like to play Bonfire, but I need more plays for sure because that exhausted my brain. There was so much going on. It's I really like it though, but it's.
So we're not going to be streaming again for 2 weeks. So maybe we can get Bonfire.
We'll see what.
Yeah, but anyway, we shall see. So maybe Bonfire, maybe something older. We'll see. But I'll be going through my collection and see what 8.5 and above games that I think would be reasonable for the stream. Because like I said, some of them, like Food Chain Magnet or one of the Crayon Rail games, which take 2, 3, 4 hours to play. I don't think you want to be sitting here watching us play that. I don't think Lella wants to play it either. Trajan, maybe do Trajan first and Bonfire and Trajan. Probably
Trajan's great. I'll play that anytime.
So I think those will be our 2 ones. Great. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Was it Sweeken from BC? I'm sure you guys have better weather than we have here in Ontario.
Yeah.
So that's going to wrap it up. So I hope you enjoyed the stream. We'll be back again 2 weeks. 2 weeks on Friday, 9 o'clock. It should be that. So just check out the Dice Tower page to find out when we're going to be next. Remember, I'm the one holding the Canadian flag. I do want to remind people that on January 12th, the Dice Tower is doing their annual Kickstarter. It means a lot to the entire team. Tom, myself, we're all part of the Dice Tower. This is where he gets most of the funding from. So I really encourage you to check it out. It's got some great promos for different games. You can get. They've made a new poster this year that actually has me on the bottom row. If you see there's kind of 3 rows of all the Meeple people. I'm the little blue Meeple on the bottom right hand corner of the third shelf. So again, check out the Kickstarter. Again, it's going to come out January 12th. Depending on when you watch this. So I encourage you to check out the Kickstarter there, kickstarter.com/Dice Tower something. Search for Dice Tower on kickstarter.com. And hopefully you'll be able to back it. I mean, the stuff is always going to be free. We're never going to be charging you money to watch us play games or see any of my reviews, but it is a way to help the channel out. So really appreciate it, and then see you again in 2 weeks. So thank you.